Hi, I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 4, Volume 2. And we've got an interesting one here. We have the battle of the high street brands. We have W.H. Smith's versus Boots. So basically we're going to see whether or not one of these two tapes actually managed to retain the data after all these years. So we're going to find out what's on these tapes. Let's have a look at first. Let's see what's on the W.H. Smith one. Let's just flip this one over. W.H. Smith, does it say anything else? 7.5 minutes each side. British made. Right, okay. So we've got a tape. Here we go. So we've got Harrier Attack and Bazooka Bill. And let's see, there's a little inlay here. Let's see what the inlay has to say about it all. We've got two inlays actually, it looks like. Hang on, so we've got this. There's the controls to Harrier Attack. That's going to be handy for later. So we've got the controls. That's weird, isn't it? It's like a printed label. It's like a piece of paper. Somebody's actually printed that. Anyway, so we've got that. And then we've got Bazooka Bill, don't load. Well, that's not a good start, is it? So W.H. Smith is already losing by one. And Harrier Attack. Now, Harrier Attack, I know Harrier Attack. Harrier Attack is a Durrell game. It was given away, I believe, with the Amstrad CPC 464 as a game as well. So and it was pretty much a direct port of the Spectrum version. However, I believe they managed to maintain the speed, which is a good thing. Anyway, so we've got Bazooka Bill and we've got Harrier Attack, which we don't think was going to work. Well, one of them's not going to work anyway. I think it's Bazooka Bill, isn't it? Right, now we have the other one. We have Boots. Let's have a look at Boots. As you can see me behind the camera because I've got a different direction. Nothing from that side, that's not a good start. And the other side we have got Knight's Quest. Right, okay. Let's have a look. See what it says in the instructions, if there's any instructions. Knight's Quest. Type in adventure. Oh, okay. Not the most exciting things. Type in adventures. They're not a big. They were good at the time. I remember Sinbad from Mastertronic. That was always a favourite of mine. So, yeah, it was a favourite of mine. But anyway, in case they don't work, we've got this one. We have Crash from September 90. So this is God. Now I've got to do my maths. It's 29 years old, this one, actually this month. So if you're watching this in September of 2019, then this is 29 years old. We have on here Dynamite Dan, which I haven't played the Spectrum version of it on my channel. I have played the Amstrad CPC version. That was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Luna Tack. I think this is it's an Atlantis game. I think I've played this before, but I'm not sure. Monster Munch. Which could be just Monster Munch, like in the crisps, the very sort of like feet of an animal of a monster. So and then we've got Solaris and Pokemania, of course, at the other side of it. So we've got some good ones on here, especially if Dynamite Dan's anything. The CPC version. Dynamite Dan was brilliant, so I'm really hoping that this is good and this works. So and there's some other interesting ones on there. So without further ado, we're going to put in this one into the tape drive, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you in a second. Right, our tape is in the drive, so we will start. I'm going to go with load dit because that's the easiest way. Load speech mark. We're going to go do that. I'm on a +2A, so we often have a few incompatibility issues as well with this, actually, to be honest with you. It was just a cost-saving exercise, basically, between the +2As and the +2s themselves. It was just a reduction in chips. Unfortunately, it had a few side effects with some games that didn't just on other software that just didn't load anymore. Oh yes, okay. I was quite excited there. Just Harrier, we got it. Do you know? I think I have this. I'm not sure on tape. I can't remember seeing it actually. Have I got it? I don't know. Maybe I haven't. Anyway, but it's just because there's combat links as well. These are Durrell for me. They created some great games. I think simulation games are the interesting ones. These sort of combat links. It was a helicopter game. You had to rescue people and do various things. I think you had to pick up cargo as well. I can't remember. It was a long time since I played it, but Combat Links is a really good game. Harrier Attack is really good. It's sort of Harriers shooting through places. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Harrier Attack. And then we've got what else have we got? And of course they're also responsible for Lotus Esprit or Turbo Esprit. I think it was the official name for it. Which I understand, and I heard this recently on some other thing. Maybe wrong, but hopefully not. That it was kind of the idea that spawned the idea of GTA. First on the top-down version, because for a game of its type, it had a free roaming map, which was a big thing. That was open world. That was early open world. Was Turbo Esprit, and as a game, that's brilliant. I mean, you played the police chasing down sort of armoured cars and drug dealers and whatever else it is, and they sort of appeared on the map, and you could race around it, but you could make your God, that loaded so quick. You could make your own choices. Right, okay, so Harrier Attack. Let's choose a skill level. Now, I'm going to look at the keys again here now. So, it's 7, 6... Oh, it's the cursor keys on the keyboard. It never works. Why do they never work with the +2 cursor keys? Why does that never work? Or is they set to the cursor joystick? I never find those work. So, 9 bomb... 0 rockets, and spacebar is to parachute out. Right, okay, so let's do that. Okay. Yeah, this is the game. This is a game. So there's our little man. There's our rocket, which kind of guides. It can be guided, actually. You can accelerate your speed. There's the bombs for the things on the floor. Cool. Let's see if we can actually kill some stuff here. The planes come in. Bomb. Oh damn! What a bad start that was. I don't remember the explosion being that bad on the Amstrad CPC version. I think I've actually got this on. That's on my channel. If it's not, I'm surprised. No, it's definitely on my channel, the CPC version. Yeah, and it was. And it's really, I mean, this is a good game. Spectrum version has an advantage because it has more colours at a higher resolution. The Amstrad only has 4 colours at the same resolution that this is on the Spectrum. So you kind of, you know, we had some advantages as Spectrum users in that sense. So, oh, bomb, get him, plane. Oh gosh, haven't hit anything yet though. That's a bit of a shame. I was hoping to get something. We've got to get to land now. We definitely need to get to land. Let's make it to land. There we go. There, blew something up. Yes, got something else. There's a flak in the sky, that is, I think. There we go. Oh, yeah. We got a certain number of... we got to take a certain number of hits, I believe, and then you're dead. I like this one because it's kind of a shoot 'em up, but trying to be something else. If that makes sense, it's trying to. Yes. It's really good. It's good fun. I'm sure that's flak in sky. Actually, I don't think if you crash into it head on, it's bad news. There, yeah, I just did that. You get the 1 life, by the way. It's pretty harsh. It's not very forgiving in that sense. It's a really kind of hard game. Is it 16K? Does anybody know? If you do, say in the comments below, because it feels like it should be 16K, but because it was a quick load there. It wasn't a. We get straight into it very early on. Let's get some speed up and see if we get on this across this island here. There we go. Yes, bombed the boat. Ah! I think I shot his missile down there, actually. Yeah, I think I did. I think I shot his missile down. Oh no, blown up again! I quite like that, though, don't you? I could do with the joystick, though, because those keys are just killing me. That angle, sort of sitting at those angles. Oh, I don't know how we used to do that. How do we used to do that as kids, you know? How do we just put up with the fact that they were all in a straight line across the keyboard? I mean, were they all right on the rubber key? No, I don't think they were either. You know, I think that was pretty harsh, even on the rubber key. Right, okay, let's reset. That's Harrier Attack on the Spectrum. That was really good. I enjoyed that, actually. Definitely needs a joystick, though. I feel need. Hang on, I'm going to try one more time with the cursor keys on my keyboard and see whether they're any better. See if it'll do it. Nah, they don't move. I knew that was going to be the case. So you kind of stuck. Bombing me on board there. Trying anyway. See if we can rocket this thing from the ground, because we get a boat straight away, don't we? No, I missed him. He fired the rocket straight at me as well. Oh yeah. I think it randomises the land as well, actually. Just from thinking back, I think it does. I think it randomises the land. Right, okay, we're going to see if there's anything on the other side, on this sort of, after that, because that was really fast to load. We'll see if we can get something else there. We'll go with the old 48k basic again. Apologies for the upscaler. There's the thing about it, you can be a purist here about the upscaling and the fact that it's not 4:3 as the standard is. However, to be fair, I don't think on the Spectrum, it's still on my screen here. It still has a it still has a black border to some extent on the side of the screen. So the upscaling isn't that horrendous, if you know what I mean. It's a little bit fatter, but it's not much more. So, right, so we got data on there, but it's not actually. It's overwritten something. There was data there, but it had been overwritten. So we're going to go for it now. See if there's anything else. I'm just checking the tape for a second there. I've gone quiet now. I like them when they've been overwritten a couple of times, because sometimes you get lucky, and you find something interesting. Sometimes, because I think way back in an early season, I found a game called, I think it was Berserk, or a version of Berserk. I don't think it was called Berserk. What was it called? Oh, now I'm going to drifting back to that episode. Berserk is a kind of game where you kind of go between room and room, shooting robots as they come, because they kind of, and it's kind of, what's the game that it becomes? Or there's a version or something that becomes something else later. Berserk's the original name, and then there's another game that's sort of similar but isn't the same game. It's called Robotron, that's it. An Atari 2600 and arcade game, I believe, both of them. And they're good, but as I say, they kind of, the Berserk one that I found on there, I did it with a load code, because it didn't load the intro part of it. I did a load code, and I was just dead chuffed. It arrived on that tape. I can't remember what's on the tape it is, so I'm afraid you're going to have to watch the entire, I think we're up to 42 episodes now, including this one. So you may be at it for some time. So I hope you've got about 42 hours spare in your life to watch them all. You can always skip through a few, I suppose. I don't do any timer things on them about where they are, on the description. So you never really get that kind of thing. Now I have no idea what Bazooka Bill is. Am I thinking Imagine here? Could be Imagine. Not too sure. It says it doesn't load anyway. Bazooka Bill. Yeah. Don't load, it says. And that's so why well, maybe it's a warning, we'll load this game, and I don't know, the ghost of, I'd say the ghost of Sir Clive Sinclair would come out, but of course he's still alive, so it's not the ghost of Sir Clive Sinclair. Maybe it's I don't know why you wouldn't want to load it. Don't load. It's like some kind of Japanese ghost story, like The Ring. Have you ever heard of The Ring? If you've seen The Ring, the television, you watch this video and the television comes out. Maybe that's the same as Videodrome as well. The Cronenberg movie from years ago. If you're old enough to remember most of these things, I don't recognise Bazooka Bill. No idea what it is. It says it don't load anyway. So for a game that don't load, it's going too well. It's going quite well. Bazooka Bill. We might have to get the old ZX Play out for this one. So WH Smiths so far. That's 1 to WH Smiths and 0 to Boots. If we get this one, that's 2-0 to WH Smiths on the recording and quality of the tape after all these years. I still find the story of WH Smiths though, and it's just lack of foresight when it came to computer games. I mean, seriously, to this day, the management must still be kicking themselves over the fact that they kind of, even with the guy who was there, the sort of, I can't remember his name. You'll know it. Stick it in the description. Put it in the comments below if you do remember. But basically, there was a chap there at WH Smiths, and he thought that these were a good idea, that they should be publishing them, and the games were going to be the future. And yeah, I know there was a war in between, and there was a bit of a slump in sales and whatever whatever else it is, but it was an emerging media that hadn't gone away in a number of years, and as such, they kind of missed the boat. They kind of sold all that arm off, and they weren't interested in books and whatever else would be the future. And how were they to know, obviously, that the Kindle and things like that would come along and sort of affect that, and smartphones, wherever. But to be fair, it was coming. You kind of guessed it if you were in the know, if you were in the computer world, as a lot of us were. If you, as I say, if you're watching this, you usually are. It always amuses me when I discuss this with other retro users that an awful lot of them are now in computers, technology development, website design, hardware design, software design, all kinds of things to do with it. Even I myself are an IT professional in inverted commas, because I've been doing it for so long, and just since I was 16, just forever I've been doing IT. But it's kind of interesting that they just didn't see this coming, and didn't see, and they would have starting to use computers in the early days there, even if they're just using spreadsheets or word processors and various things, they would have seen that, but they just bailed out. And I bet you to this day that you can imagine it, that it wouldn't have been EA, it wouldn't necessarily been EA, the big name in computer games in this country anyway. WH Smiths. You'd have been, it would have been all in the paperwork or something similar, or not all in the game. You know what I mean? but it would have been WH Smith's. It would have been with the distributor probably of John Menzies still involved in it. So I mean, it's just one of those things, isn't it? I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? We'd have all bought shares in Apple back in 1999 when they were down to $1 a piece, wouldn't we? That definitely would have happened, and we would have all bought Yahoo shares when they were the top thing, followed by Google ones. But to know the what would have happened with those things. But yeah, it was one of those things. But Bazooka Bill, I have no idea what this is. It looks kind of cool, to be honest with you. And as I say, I'm not sure why we don't load it. I hope the Spectrum doesn't start smoking and catch fire or something like that. Maybe it's... Oh. It don't load! It don't load! What a surprise! Okay, well, that was a bit of a shame. I was looking forward to that, actually, after all that. Press the break key. Can I list it? Let's see. Can I run it? Nothing. Well, I've truly broken it now. Oh, it definitely don't load. So okay. Let's see. Let's. We're gonna see if I've got it on Play ZX, and we'll see if we give it a go on the old Android app here, because it's a fantastic piece of kit. This just in case, especially if you're into loading tapes like I am, because I just like the process of it. I find that the games are more satisfying once you've loaded them. I'm in this world, and we're all after instant gratification, but when it comes to something like this, there is something to be said for the pleasure that's involved with actually sort of inserting a tape, loading that tape, and going for it. So we'll do that. I'll find that. I'm hoping this works first time round, but you never know with these things. So search Bazooka Bill. Bazooka Bill. Melbourne House. Oh, Harvard. No. We want the one that's the arcade software release. It's a re-release of a Melbourne House game called Bazooka Bill. Not a game I've actually ever heard of. Not a game I've ever played, to be honest with you. So let's go with the load dit. Let's go with... We won't go with the re-release. We'll go with the original because it's shorter to load, it looks like, on here. So we don't want to be sitting for 4 million hours waiting for me to try and load this. So I will push play on the tape. Done. And I am going to push the play on here. And we're going to go for it. Nice, stable lines. That's what we like to see. Bazooka Bill. Now, is this a game anybody's played? Because I haven't. I have no idea what to expect. I'm going to assume it's a run and gun of some sort. I wonder whether or not... I don't know. I have no idea, actually, to be honest with you. I'm speculating here. I thought run and gun could be a platform run and gun of some sort, or maybe it's sort of on the style of of Commando, because that's, you know, that's a possibility as well, isn't it? Sort of the Commando running up the level, shooting at things. So I'm not very. I have to admit, I'm not too upset about the fact that it says don't load, because obviously the person who put this on the tape in the first place knew it wasn't going to load. So that's kind of cool. I do like that. I'm just looking at the tape actually there. I maybe see it in the intro section at the beginning, but it's got some lovely screws in the edge of it just to keep it screwed together. Got a copy of Slap Fight, and I'm really disappointed. I got a copy of Slap Fight, and I can't remember which dealer I bought it from. And I put it in finally because I've got quite a lot of games. I get quite a lot of them. I sort of collect and then I play. And I'm trying really hard to actually play my entire collection. And I'm really like the games to actually load. I don't want them not to load. So it's really important to me they actually load as well. So I never really know what to do with them if they don't load and both sides of the tape don't load and the data's gone. And you know, I just feel, I was actually looking at, and I wonder if this is a possibility, but I was looking at the you know, whether there was a way to record back to the same tape the data, assuming the tape obviously isn't stuffed or whatever else it is, and I wonder if that's a possibility. If anybody knows, I really want to know that, because I would actually like, in some cases I would quite like to resurrect the tapes if I can push the image, you know, the sound of the music or the, you know, the audio back onto the tape so that I can then load it again from the original tape. Is that a possibility? Is that something you can do? It doesn't sound too impossible, but it's not. I've tried to investigate it early, but I haven't found any solutions. Anyway, back to Slap Fight. So I got Slap Fight, and I can't remember who it was from. It was some dealer. I don't think it was from eBay. It was from somebody specific, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, I got it out the other day, stuck it into the tape drive. Thought, great, I'm going to load this. I have this thing about Slap Fight. It was an arcade game that I played. And I always felt the Spectrum version was really good. And I just think it's a very unforgiving shoot 'em up. I love shoot 'em ups, but it's really unforgiving. But I kind of have an affinity for it. It's one of those things I like. I love the cover. I think the cover's beautiful. Anyway, so I put it into the drive and tried to load it. Nope. Started to get, you know, got the loading screen. It was all corrupt. Ah, damn. You know, we'll turn it over, try to tape. Oh, still corrupt. Not working. You know, this one's not loading. Our tape error, whatever else is. So I took the tape out of the drive to have a little look at it. Because I thought, you know, we've done the usual, you know, we've done the azimuth sort of head adjustments, and we've done the you know, tape cleaning and all those things. So I thought, right, okay, we've done all that. Let's get it out of the drive and let's have a little look at it. So I take it out of the tape deck, you know, and I slip this thing over, and then I discover what's wrong with it. The tape had obviously split in the past, i.e. the glue had gone, and there was sellotape along all of the edges, very neatly done, but there was sellotape along all the edges of the tape, and I hadn't noticed initially because it had been so well done, as in they'd stuck it round very neatly and very tidily, but it was all around the edges of it. Basically the tape had obviously come apart in the past and then been put back together again, and I'm guessing they must have damaged the tape somewhere along the line. I mean, I didn't see anything specific on it, but I'm guessing that's what's happened. So yeah, a bit of a disappointment really, and a bit of a shame really, because it was one of those games that I was really looking forward to playing. I know there's a Hit Squad re-release, is that right? I think there is, but I have the original sort of, you know, double dual case, double cassette case, that was so weird and wonderful that Ocean wrote on the back of Nightmare Rally. They wrote on the back of it that there was only one tape in it, for instance, or for example, there was one tape in it, and that the case was for promotional purposes only. I.e., it was nice and big. Ah, yes, we've got it. Cool. Keyboard. Kempston or Sinclair joystick. Well, I don't have a Sinclair joystick handy, unless we're just using this thing. We will just go with keyboard. Oh, right, Bazooka Bill. Press any key to play. I'll press that key. Oh, that's me at the bottom. How do I shoot? I've got my gun. A little punchy fist, look. Uh-huh. Alright, so I'm basically punching my way through terrorists or something similar. Do I change? Can I swap weapon? Ah, yes! I've got swaps weapons with spacebar. So the keys are really nasty. The QZ, IP, and IP. IP, and, oh yeah. IP, and I think it's O. Yeah, and basically I'm little Bazooka Bill here, and I seem to be clearing buildings of terrorists or something similar. And Bazooka Bill is game over. Clearing them all out. That's kind of okay. I think I would have preferred it with a. I think I would prefer to put a joystick in for this one. It does feel like a game that needs a joystick, and I'm guessing I'm missing a few keys, but at least we got it working. Let's have another go. So we get up here. There's a knife down the bottom. So we got a punch in to begin with. Got a knife. I'm just going to run through the levels here if I can. Oh, right. I can't leave the level that way. I have to go up the stairs to leave the level. So there's actually some puzzle element to it to some extent. I'm going to swap to my knife because I can throw that. And I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to go down here. And I'm going to go past this. And I'm going to run past here. Bill was here. Yeah, Bill was here. Devastate everybody. He was killing everybody. Can we go in the buildings? He's tapping his foot, you know. The moment he stands still, he doesn't. You know what? He's obviously he's a killing machine. He just likes to kill because the moment he goes, he's tapping his foot. Right, I'm going through this building now. So do I have to kill a certain number of enemies? There's like a little black line at the top of the screen that seems to be going down. Maybe there's an enemy number that I have to kill. Or am I running out of knives? Maybe I'm running out of knives. Oh, look, there's a new gun. We're getting that. Let's get the gun. Quick, get the gun. We got the gun. Yeah, now we can machine gun them. Yeah, got it. Go on, get hold of that. There we go. Yes. Wonder if this is a double dual one. You know, in this case of the case itself, whether it was a double dual. Anyway, well, that wasn't too bad actually. A bit uncomfortable turning left and right. Seemed okay, but not too bad in the long run. I quite enjoyed that. Right, okay, let's see if there's anything else on the other side of this tape. I would still say that's 1-0 though to the WH Smith one. The Bazooka Bill was an almost a goal. It was just a little bit of a miss, you know. So let's go with this. See if there's anything else after Bazooka Bill. I very much doubt it because it's quite short tape and that was quite a long load. I'll do a little fast forward here. Nope, nothing there. Just a bit of silence. Nope. I think we can safely say there's nothing... Yeah, I think we can safely say that there's nothing else on there. So, yeah, that wasn't a bad start from the W.H. Smith tape. So, we got the W.H. Smith tape, and we are going to go with the Boots tape. I'll go with Boots. Now, the thing I remember about Boots, it wasn't always the best of selections in my local Boots of 8-bit games. However, they did seem to do the tapes. They were always into that kind of stuff, weren't they? Because they did film, didn't they? So you know for your camera, when we used to use film for cameras, that was one of their big things, and they used to sort of process it. Now, this is actually on the wrong side for the Knight's Quest, so we're going to go with the other side first and see if there's anything of interest on here. Let's go for that. The Boots used to do that kind of thing. Now, what I remember about my Boots was that they had set up in there the Nintendo system, you know, the old original 8-bit Nintendo system with G128. No idea what this is. But the fact it says G128 means I'm going to stop it now. I'm going to wind it. I'm going to reset the spectrum. I'm going to go with the 128 load on it because that sounds good. This is not a tape I've done before, I'm hoping. Don't remember doing it before, but we'll give it a try. Anyway, so so they had a Nintendo system set up with Duck Hunt quite frequently, but it seemed to have some kind of switcher in it, so you could do Duck Hunt, or you could do Mario, if I remember rightly, the original Mario Land, and you could swap between the two. But I also used to quite like those original Duck Hunt sort of light gun games. Isn't it a shame that doesn't quite work now with modern consoles? Because when we get up to sort of the is it Saturn or Dreamcast level? Anyway, one certain level, I think maybe even PlayStation 1 level. When we got to those with light guns, you actually got recoil in some of these guns. It was a really cool feature, and it was really good. I mean, I light gun games, they really need some kind of comeback, but they've never quite done that. Oh,
What's this? What's this? That's weird. What was that all about? Wow, what was that? What was, do you know, I have seen this before in a few games. What game was it? I think it was The Crypt. The Crypt, you had to leave the tape running, but it paused and it ran a timer down. And what it was is it was looking for the load exactly at the point the timer ended, so that, or very close to the timer ending, so that it would continue and that knew it was a valid copy. So if you take the space out of it, it wouldn't do it. But that kind of, Grisor. Oh, another game. I don't think I've ever played this on the Spectrum. Now this is Grisor. What am I thinking here? Grisor's massive, by the way. 7.5 minutes. That's not going to fit on this tape. No wonder this is crossed off, I suspect. Don't believe that for a second. It's never going to fit on this tape. This tape's C15. What are you crazy people? Insane. Mark R. Jones. His graphics are sort of all over the place. Yeah, and Grisor, is that? No, I don't want to. You know, I remember Contra, which I think is very similar to Grisor. I'm not sure that they're not the same thing, but I may be very wrong with that statement. I think I have Grisor, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it's I'm not sure. I don't have the big jewel, but I certainly don't have. I'm just looking over my shoulder at my hit squads. No, I have the Hit Squad version of this. I don't have the big jewel of this version, but I do have the Hit Squad version. Do you know something? I've never tried it, so if this fails... Oh, God. 6.5 minutes later. Don't look at the time. Count it down. You have to listen to me for all this time. I'm just covering myself. Look, cover it on the screen. Just put a bit of sticky tape on it. But if this fails... Should we try my Hit Squad version? I'm going to say that. I say that with a silly voice because I've not played it before and I don't know if it works. It could be a complete disaster and you might have to listen to me for another 8 minutes while the whole thing loads. Maybe it's a 48k version. They might load quicker. This is never going to fit on all this tape. It really isn't. How's that going to fit on this tape? What were they thinking? Maybe they're just thinking about copying it. Probably. Anyway, I'm going to get the tape down now from the shelf, and we're going to have a little read. Hang on a second. Now, if this works though, this will be boots. It'll draw the level there, 1-1. Grisor. Grisor, Hit Squad number 24 in the arcade collection. Let me have a little look at the instructions. We'll see. We'll have a little look at that while we're waiting for this load. The tape is rewound. Well, there is a 48k version on the back. Maybe. We might have a look at that. Right, okay. So, what's the score here? Let's have a little look. The Durs from planet Sun have infiltrated Earth's defences, set up a stronghold, an uncharted region of our planet, and assembled an atmospheric processing plant which will give their facility to control the weather control. Their plan is to bring another ice age and therefore take over the Earth and all its resources. You are Lance Grisor, a member of the Earth Defence, Federation of Earth Defence, Fed. So we're a Fed. Yeah, okay. We've got to make our way through the fortifications, the heart of the complex, and destroy that atmospheric processing plant. So that's cool. We've got the keys as well, it's even better. So we know what we're doing. So we've got a jungle level. We have, and then a 3D section. Yeah, definitely not played this game, by the way. 3D section, the inner gorge, a vertical scrolling section. So we had a horizontal scrolling section, a 3D section, a vertical scrolling section, a 3D maze in the inner maze. See the outer maze for the inner maze. conquest of horizontal scrolling, fighting past ships, trucks, and in the ice region to confront the Guardians, and finally the aliens themselves. Destroy the alien heart to complete the mission. Wow. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. I'm hoping this is going to load. I don't know how this is going to fit on this tape still low. It just confuses me. Where are we? Score and lives are displayed on the screen at all times. On the maze section of the maze, a clock appears. The clock is the amount of time you have to complete the maze stage before losing a life. Points are awarded for shooting enemies that you encounter. Large aliens are 5,000 to 40,000 points. Soldiers are 500 points. And small aliens are 200 points. I think it says the date here somewhere, but it's this was Konami, re-released by Ocean, obviously, is the arcade conversion. 1987. 1987. Wow. Hit Squad. It's really quite nice, actually, in that case. I'm quite surprised. God knows if it loads, though. I have no idea. I don't even know who got it off, to be honest. I did. The thing is that when the early stages sort of Spectrum collecting, I got really excited and I just bought everything. Just hoovered it all up. my worst sort of hoovering of Spectrum stuff was what did I buy? I bought. I saw this collection of, I think it was about 90 to 100 games. And I was like, yeah, I'll have those 90 to 100 games. So I put my bid in, and it wasn't actually that high. I think I paid about £65, probably, including delivery for it. Anyway, so it arrives with all these games in it. You know, no duplicates as such. You know, just duplicates against what I already had, but no duplicates as such. But quite a few. You know, oh, I'll have that. That's a good one. You know, so a few Ultimate games, a couple of good ones. There we go. And that did not load, and that's because the tape has actually finished. That's why it didn't load. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, so a few Ultimate games. No wonder it didn't load. I love that one. I love the audacity of somebody attempting to fit a tape that's clearly about 8 minutes long onto a 7.5 minute tape. I love it. I mean, that's serious. You're gonna have, that's just awesome. I mean, the amount of effort that probably went into recording that there, and then it didn't actually work. That's brilliant. I love it. Right. Anyway, so sorry. We'll go back to the game. So this bundle arrives, and I get through it. I start opening it and getting through it, and putting it all out and having a look at whatever's there. Brilliant. Oh, look, a rubber keyed Spectrum. I had no idea it was in there. I'd forgotten. Well, to be fair, no idea. I just had no idea it was there. Just rubber keyed Spectrum. That's brilliant. So, stupid, aren't I? Anyway, so I got the rubber keyed Spectrum, and I also got a tape recorder as well with it, an original tape recorder. Now this tape recorder has become immensely useful. I still use it now. The counter's not working on it anymore, and to be fair, I just need to dismantle it to fix it. But this tape thing, which is disgusting, it is a beautiful cigarette yellow, because it's obviously that was the time. There's a criminal offence to copy it. You just don't copy that, please. Anyway, it's a lovely cigarette yellow, and it's got the typical. When we were children, we used to colour in some of the the holes in the grid on the top where the speaker was, and put felt tip and biro all over it. And it's seen better days. It's dirty and it's a little bit mucky, and I've cleaned it a little bit. But to be honest with you, the thing works beautifully. I have the power thing on the side of it where you plug the power pipe thing in it. No, it doesn't work at all. So I've actually had to use batteries, the only way to get it to work. But you sometimes hear it on these What's in the Tape. I do use this. It's even longer to load on this version. So brace yourself, guys. I will waffle for a while. I may pause it and we'll go back to it. But I might make you sit through 8 minutes of this. If you wish to skip through, please feel free. Anyway, so you hear this tape deck on the video quite frequently. It's kind of the thing I use when I want to play something back to you. And do you know what? It just blooming works. It's a Sensei or Sensei maybe Sensei. It's probably Sensei actually. I'm going to assume it's made in Hong Kong. And we used to get a lot of stuff from Hong Kong. Yeah. Sensei. And it just works. It's just brilliant. I can't fault it. And the other one that I used to have as a kid, I used to have a Philips one, and I remember the Philips one. It was like shiny brushed aluminium. It was kind of cool, and it had really big plasticky buttons on it. I mean, this has got plasticky buttons, but this doesn't try and hide away from the fact that it's basically a very plasticky tape deck. I like the design of them, though. I mean, I'm looking at this, and it's a good design at the end of the day. You've got at the front, you've got your buttons, you record, you play, rewind, fast forward, eject and pause. Then it has a little section where the mic is itself, and then there's obviously a thing so you can adjust the head, I love this word, azimuth. I actually do think that at some point Lord of the Rings is going to come for that, and they're going to, and Tolkien's going to be resurrected by Hollywood and write another book, the score. Anyway, and then it's the tape deck itself, so the tape section itself, where it tells you a little bit about it, and it's automatic record and stop and all this kind of stuff, dual AC operation, and then there's the counter just above that, and on the other side of it, just beside it, it's got the volume, the ear, the REM and the mic. Was the REM the remote, by the way? I want to know the answer to this in the description, in the comments below, because I'm sure REM is kind of the way that you pause the tape itself. You kind of tell the tape deck to do things. I think I might be wrong. Can you tell me, please? Because I never looked it up as a kid and never knew, because I never used ear and mic. You put in your mic for recording and your ear for playing. That's the only thing I ever used. And then as you just move up to the top, you just basically have the battery compartment right on top of the very large speaker that's on it. And it's all mono, obviously. And do you know what? It just works, and it's a sort of a long rectangular box that works with a handle on the front as well. So you can carry it very nicely. Because we used to carry things around like that. And then we had ghetto blasters. Remember ghetto blasters? They were amazing. Loved ghetto blasters. We were all into that. And then we had graphic equalizers on our ghetto blasters. And the graphic equalizers, the biggest sort of, almost the biggest con job in the world. You went to any sort of cast. It was kind of any stereo shop or electronics shop that was selling it, and they were selling you on the graphic equalizers so you could fiddle with the frequencies of the sound as they came out. Do you know what? I mean, I very much doubt anybody really needed anything beyond sort of treble and tone and bass. That's it. That's all it has. It amuses in my own car that I actually don't even have those options. None for bass, treble, whatever else it is. I'm going to assume it's electronic nowadays, and to some extent, or certainly in my car maybe. But I don't even have those options. It's just hilarious. So. But that's all you really needed, didn't you? You needed the treble, you needed the bass, and that's basically the size of it. But every single ghetto blaster under the sun had this long band of graphic equalizers. What was that movie with Tom Cruise now? Risky Business. Didn't he turn the stereo up? And when he did it, I'm sure he just flicked all of the graphic equalizers to top. I'm sure that's actually what actually happened there. Oh. Hang on a second. I am having some issues. Give me a second. Right, sorry about that. My recording device decided to have a little fit. I showed you there's a picture of just gone. So, I had a little fit there. So, you actually did manage to skip a bit of the loading time and me talking about it. So I do apologise. I don't even remember where I'm at, actually, in my conversation there. So, if you're shouting at the screen going, oh, remember, and I can't remember at all at this point because that put me right off. It seemed to I've done it. This happened before. It's one of these things that if I don't push the USB stick into the recorder far enough, it sometimes does that. And I had it out the other day to do some arcade recording. So my fault. Never mind. Sorry about that. Right. Okay. We've only got 30 seconds left to go ish. I still think it's funny that we somebody attempted to get all of this onto just one tape. But anyway. Hopefully this means that with that massive load, that we don't actually need to load any levels. I'm going to assume so because I'm looking at the tape itself and it's almost completely sort of red, so we don't think there's anything else to it, which is kind of good. I'm guessing the 48K version had to load, maybe? Don't know. Oh my goodness. Oh, brilliant. Right, excellent. 5. Redefine keys. Down, up, right, left, fire. Oh no, there's a jump key. Jump key. Why would you have a jump key? Why would it just be up? Bizarre. Right, okay, let's go for it. So, Gryzor. There's my fire. Oh, good. Oh, I've died. Can I shoot up and down? Yeah, I can. Oh, wow. This is cool. I like the music too. Does really remind me of Contra. Is it Contra, guys? Please, because it feels like it is Contra. Don't jump down here. Shoot him. I'm losing lives like there's nobody's business. The jump seems a bit weird. I'd rather the jump was the same as the down. But I suppose you can't duck then, can you, if you got that? Yeah, that would make sense. I suppose that's the case. Can't see the bullets now. It's a bit of a shame. Jumping the bullets. Oh, I'm so cool. I'm sure you can get extra stuff on it. That's cool. That's cool. And it loaded from my hit squad tape. I'm even more chuffed about that. It's really good. Input my name. That's me. But I'm not Mandy. Mandy's done really well. Right, that's okay. Go for it again. That was cool. There, that's the thing there. There, triple fire. I knew there was something good about that. There's something else. What have I got now? Don't know how you get back up again though once you jump. Oh, I'm going nuts here. Oh, it's like bouncy bullets. Those bullets are far too accurate for my liking. Can't see my bullets at all on there. Look against that background. It's impossible to see them, look. How do you see them? Game over at the same point. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. I'm going again. Definitely going again. Oh, we're having a good time here, this. I like that three-way bullet, though. That's good. Let's stick with that, because that's better than that bouncy one, because that bouncy one was just stupid, wasn't it? I suppose it kind of... a wave of attack. What the heck's going on here? 4 lives. Oh, I've lost another life. See if I can make it past this point. This is the bit I got stuck at before. Here we go. Shoot these things from an angle. Ah! No! Sniper! Sniper! You do lose the bullets though in that background. That's a bit of a shame. Sniper! Damn it! It's got me again. It got me to further. And you got to shoot that wall down. I know you do. I remember that. Ah, sniper. One more go. That's quite good actually. It's tough though. Don't get me wrong. It's not for the faint-hearted. Oh no! Oh no! I've had problems again. Hang on. Sorry about this. Right. Okay. I've swapped the USB stick out now for a hard disk thing. We had another crash. Stop doing it. So well, let's not push our luck any further. Let's do it with the hardware thing. So I'm gonna have one more go because I was just enjoying that for a second there. We'll have one more shoot along on this. I really like this. I do. You can't go backwards though. That's really annoying. That. Oh, I don't have to die easy. Oh, I'm too slow. I've lost how many lives? Loads. Those things are too accurate, especially if you're running along. 2 lives left. And they don't hit them when they're on that level, look. If I hit him, he'd be dead. But I get hit, he's not. Game over. Oh well, fair enough. That's good a time as any. Right, okay, let's give it a go on Knight's Quest, and we'll give that a try now. This is going to be interesting. We'll see whether or not this one works. Right, okay, let's go for it. I can't believe that's crashed twice on me. That's really annoying on so many levels. Right, 48k basic. We'll just make sure we go with that. Fair though, I was quite impressed by that whole 1 to 8k attempting to get it onto one side of a 7.5 minute tape. Amazing. Anyway, here we go. So Knight's Quest. This is a text adventure according to the inlay that was written with this thing. So we will see if this loads. Remember, so at the moment I'm still going with 1-0 to WH Smiths. I would have if the Grisor had loaded, which was going really well, by the way. That was the whole length of the tape, literally. It just ran out of tape, so we couldn't do it. If the Grisor had loaded, I think we would have been in for a would have had a boots win here. But I think all we can go for now is a draw. So I think that's what we're going to get. A nice draw. Knight's Quest. I always think when I think of Spectrum and Knights, I always think of nighttime. Stop tape. Yeah, I have. Welcome. I am a knight from the castle of Camelot, and must venture in search of Merlin's lost treasure. You know, so this reminds me of something else. What was that game we played the other day? In fact, it's exactly the same instructions. Magic Mountain, that was it. The one which played last week, that was the same style of whatever else it is, because it's got a top score, you know, I've got 160 words, this, that and the other. Press enter and I'll begin the adventure. So we'll try to find it with the maximum score 1,180 points. Why? Anyway, start the tape. So, oh, here we go. So this will be won by that. Oh, what was the name of that company? Oh no, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember what it was. So, but with Magic Mountain was the one we had the other day. That was graphically, that wasn't too bad for what it was. But if you remember, we ended up in that maze and we just couldn't get out of it. I just kept going north, and it seemed like north forever. And that's not a maze in my mind, because at least you go north at some point, and you're gonna have to turn left or right, aren't you? So it wasn't really what I would call a maze, and we just seemed to be going north forever. It was really kind of weird. So I don't know. I can't remember the name of the company. It'll probably pop up now when the screen appears. Here we go. Any second now. It's almost the same style as well. There you go. Phipps Associates. That was the people. Phipps Associates. We had that from Magic Mountain the other day, and now we have the Knight's Quest. Similar sort of styling. Quite a load, if I remember rightly, because it was a basic program, and they were just huge. This must have been their go-to creation of games. They must have created these and then just, you know, rehacked it every time round to create another basic game with another story in it. The thing about text adventures is they have to be immersive enough that you enjoy them, but difficult enough to keep you coming back, but not too difficult. It was a fine line with the text adventure. They're very, very much a fine line. A lot of people had the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit text adventures, not ones that. I've not been a big fan of those kind of games. Not really enjoyed them as much as I would like. There's a few out there. I have a thing for something called Tangle Tale, which is a part of a double pack, and I can't remember the name exactly of the people who made it. And I quite liked that. And I quite liked a few others. And as I say, I've said before, Sinbad and the Golden Ship, I think it was, or Golden Fleece, one of the two. I just like that because of the graphics, and that was kind of a bit of a cheat one though as well. That was one where you could actually play the second side of the tape, which was the second part of the adventure, but you needed some specific item or code word to actually continue on, so it was kind of clever in that way. So you had to have finished the other side. I never finished it, I was never good at it, but I used to load it, and there was just something about that game. There was something about the cover and the art and that whole look of it that I quite liked. So I did get text adventures, didn't really play many of them. The one that does stick in my mind though, which was slightly naughty, was the what's it, Dungeons, Dragons and Amethysts, which was a game that was released by Atlantis. I used to go around and play that at my friend's house on his Amstrad CPC, and it had all kinds of very politically incorrect now things that were in it. However, to get across a particular lake, I remember that because you start the game completely naked. It's just one of those. It's sort of, I don't know. It's kind of like if Dungeons and Dragons got, I don't know, drunk and went on some kind of weird and wonderful, I don't know, adventure, a fantasy adventure without its clothes on. You know, it's like a drunken bachelor night or something similar, a bachelor party of some sort, of an adventure game. And one of the particular points is that you must be wearing the groin-hugging loincloth to cross this swim across this lake. Otherwise, the squid grabs you by your nether regions and pulls you down to your death. So remember that particular part about it. It was just a weird, wonderful game. I don't know if it ever arrived on the Spectrum. I don't think it did. It was mostly text, actually. There wasn't anything to it, so it was a kind of imagination more than anything else. It was fairly descriptive, I think, as well, though. I remember that. Anyway, Knight's Quest. I don't know. This feels like I should have a copy of this somewhere. I certainly had the Magic Mountain. I don't know if I have the Knight's Quest. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those things. Just don't know. Can't remember. Hopefully it's not going to be another Gryzon. It doesn't going to be 4 million hours to load. No, we're going to have an R-taper error instead. I'm just looking at the tape. Just pop that out there. I don't think that's ever going to load, to be honest with you. Looking at the tape, out of interest. Let's see if there's anything to run here. No. Let's see if there's something to list. I have to admit, I don't feel like chasing after this one. To look at it, I really don't. I don't feel the urge to. I'm trying to find the paper. I don't find the urge to actually peek and poke. No, I don't feel the urge to reload this one. You're gonna have to forgive me on this one because we're gonna be typing forever, and I just don't feel the urge to do that. So for the first time in a while, I'm gonna say we're not gonna try that one again. So I'm gonna say that the winner of the tapes that survived the longest this far is W.H. Smith's, which kind of stands to reason as well because they could have been a challenger, they could have been a contender. But they weren't. Anyway, we've had Gryzon, which took us 16 minutes of your life, so you're never going to get that back. And to be fair, Knight's Quest, I don't think it's worth waiting for. I don't think it's going to be worth waiting for. If somebody's ever played it, you put a comment in the description below. You tell us all about it. You tell us how good it was and how I should have played it. Right, Crash tape. So we got Crash, September 90. So 29 years ago today. It's actually rewound on the B-side. So that would probably be Monster Munch and Solaris first. So let us rewind this tape and push the reset button on the Spectrum. Can't believe it failed my USB stick a couple of times. That's been really annoying. That I hate it when it does that. Don't think it's anything special. It's just one of those things that happens. So Monster Munch. I don't know why it's got a picture of a hedgehog beside it. I'm going to assume it's to do with the crisps of the same name. Who makes those nowadays? Was it Smiths who used to make them? Walkers make them. Don't know. Walkers seemed to buy everything, didn't they? They bought all the crisp companies. It's just all the crisps are by Walkers nowadays. Munch. Load code monster. That's what I would do if it was my game. Okay. Pickled onion monster munch. They've got this flaming flavour, don't they? But pickled onion monster munch. That would be my monster munch of choice. If I had to, if I was starving to death and I had to choose between the flaming grill ones and the flaming flavour. I don't know. The flaming flavour. I would go for the pickled onion ones because I like the pickled onion ones. They're cool. But they made them smaller, didn't they? And I think they're less sort of big, munchy munch. Probably not even Monster Munch that I'm thinking of here. I bet you this is totally brutal software. This is probably a version of Pac-Man, but anyway, written by Andre J. Remick. He's the guy. Is this the same person who does the videos about the Spectrum things? It could be the same person, It's a name I recognise anyway. Enclosed check playable to him, and you can get International Cricket Manager, Space Worm, The Shadow of the Glass, and Adventure, Adventure 2-pack, and a newbie, Freaky Footy. Yeah. A newie. It's a newie. It's not a newbie, it's a newie. A newie. Freaky Footy. He lives in Bury. Ramsbottom Bury. Brilliant. Oh dear. So sad. So it's got hedgehogs in it then, I'm guessing. I can't really work out. Can you work that out? I can't see. I'm looking at the screen, right? And are they hedgehogs in the Monster Munch bit? Maybe it's about hedgehogs eating worms or something like that. I always like hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are like a brilliant British thing. They're on a bit of a decline at the moment, but they're really a brilliant sort of creature. I mean, if you can get a hedgehog, apart from the obvious fleas, but they use those to clean their spines, so you kind of expect a reasonable amount of fleas on a hedgehog. It's pretty nasty, really, but yeah. But if you ever get a hedgehog and it's actually a nice hedgehog, it doesn't roll a ball on you. You actually touch it. It's got lovely soft bellies and they're quite nice, really. They're nice little creatures. As a kid, I used to sort of rescue them frequently from whatever they were doing. They're often got cats were a bad one for getting at them if they wanted to. So they could kind of harangue a poor hedgehog a little bit too much. But so they used to do that. I used to kind of rescue them and bring them home and, patch them up and put the paws in stuff and things. It was quite cool. The best one we had was a hedgehog that we rescued and brought home, and it was a little one and it was hungry and whatever else, so we fed it up and got it better, put it out in the garden. Off you go, hedgehog, bye. And we were looking for the hedgehog to see where it made it to and whether it had gone and found somewhere to rest for the winter kind of thing, well, it wasn't quite a winter, but it was summer, but find somewhere for it. We went to see if we could find this hedgehog and see if it was okay. Anyway, looked everywhere, couldn't find it. Anyway, it had snuck back inside. It went and slept in the dining room. We discovered it in the dining room. It's just brilliant. The hedgehog was like, "No, I'm not leaving. You can't make me. Don't release me to the wild. I don't want to." Brilliant creatures. Brilliant creatures. Got a lot of pipistrelle bats actually at the moment. I love little pipistrelle bats. They're a protected species as well. Fly around. It can stand out in my garden at night and I can actually see them fly around because we've got a wood not too far behind the back of me. And in that wood, I don't think they stay in there. I think they're in the houses, the roost in the houses and things like that, and the roof, in the eaves. But you see them flying around all over, just shooting about and sort of picking up bugs and things. Very nice. Lovely little creatures. Right, that's an aside. We're loading Monster Munch now. So enough nature talk. Straight back to the games. if it isn't a Spectrum with wings flying around, we're not interested. Oh dear. That's what Sir Clive made them all with, hedgehogs and bats. Right. Okay, we're here. Ooh, look at the fancy graphics at the top of the screen. Take a gander at that for a start off. Just take a second to have a little look at that. That's no colour clash, and that is multiple levels of colour in the same areas. Very impressive. Like it. Very good. Right, number 4. Define our keys. Left, right, jump, fire. Okay. Monster, go and get me a bat's ear. Go spill some blood. Awesome. Oh, I'm the monster! Sweet! And I spit fire. What the heck's that thing? Never seen this game before, ever. That little creature behind me is not very nice, though. Extra ammo. Right, okay, I'm just going forward. I don't know what I'm shooting. I've got to go spill some blood. Extra energy. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just walking across at the moment. Hold on. Oh, he's rock. Oh, yeah. Get some of that. Get some. Oh, didn't get any. Try to kill that big old creature. What's this thing here? He's really excited to see me. Ah, get some. I'm shooting him with my gun. Right. I'm shooting him now, look, he's getting some... Yes. Did I get something out of him? No. Just killed it. Alright, I'm keeping on going. I can't seem to jump though. I've got the jump button, I don't seem to be able to jump. I pushed the space bar was my jump. And big old creature's coming across the screen. Is he coming again? No. Oh, there he is. Hang on. You can't do that. I'm firing at him. I can't jump though. I think I've messed up with the keyboard here. I'm spilling some blood though. Definitely spilling some blood. I can feel it. No, no monster coming this time round. Thought for a minute there would be. Just seem to be walking in one direction. Not doing an awful lot. A little robot. I've got extra ammo. Yay! Not sure what I'm doing. I think I'm dead. Ah! Okay. Rating banana. I'm a banana. Yeah, alright, fair enough. I'm not sure what we're doing in that. Anybody play it? Was it a one-off? Was this RemSoft thing was it a game you played before from this Monster Munch? It's not even after the crisps. I was really quite excited there. I was looking forward to some crisps, but anyway. Next game. This should be a game called Solaris from... I don't see the name of it. It's a Power Tape one. So who's Power Tape? Were they just a brand, or was it actually something else? 1 to 8K. Oh, that's always set it to 48K. Well, that's fair enough. Solaris. The game I not recognise. There's a few of these I don't recognise. I mean, to be fair, there were a lot of their Spectrum games. I mean, I love even the horrible ones because they think that's a really important factor. But there were a lot of Spectrum games. I mean, I apart from possibly the PC, I don't think there's any other catalogue of games thus far for any computer that is as vast as the Spectrums, and that's a big statement. But there were a lot of games created for it. How many were for the Commodore? If I bring up the old Commodore C64, I wonder if that had a vaster range of games as well. I know the Spectrum had nearly, was it 15,000 individual titles? I'm sure there's more, because it can't all be the one. 15,000 titles plus sort of 6,000 odd apps and sort of applications like word processors and other things, spreadsheets, database managers, and all that kind of stuff. There must have been, God, there was loads. There was so many things. Unbelievable, just amazing, just an amazing sort of excitement for early computers. There really was. I'm surprised though that things, I don't mind you, I suppose the limitations of things like the ZX81 were really kind of, because it was very early generation. This is the generation to be in for 8-bit things. This is the point to be. This is the thing I feel about a lot of bits and pieces. It's like early generation PlayStation 1. Yes, there are some good games there. Some nice 2D games there. But graphically, it is quite dated, and I say that reservedly. It's that generation. It's like, but with 2D graphics and sort of graphics of the sort of generations of 8-bit things, you're kind of looking at your sort of Master Systems, your Spectrums, your MSXs, your version 2, of course, not the first one, but those kind of things, and your Amstrads and things. That was the point where it was right for 2D graphics, for those kind of 8-bit elements. And then if you get into your 16 bits, you're into your sort of your Mega Drives, and these are the glory days. Just before that, you had things that weren't quite as good. There were some standout items in there, but it wasn't quite so good. It's a bit like early 3D generations. Some of the PlayStation, some of the stuff was great. Some of it just wasn't quite as good, and you can really see. I think it's not until you really get to where we're up to the televisions making sort of, I don't know, HD and or 720p and all this kind of stuff. That kind of level, when you get to the Xbox 360s and the PlayStation 3s, that's when the 3D graphics really are just absolutely nailing it in that sense of where they are. I don't think if you were to see a person design a 3D game now, they would design it with early generation graphics in mind. I don't think you would, and I don't think that although there might be the nostalgia for that kind of thing, I don't think you would see anybody create a game like that. Whereas you might see somebody create a game where in fact there have been games created that use the spectrum clash and colour and all the other stuff, or even take it out. There are games like that. So yeah, it's kind of it does happen. Screens and Loading System by Theo. Yeah, very nice. It's all by the same guy basically. Theo, and Theo, but at least he got his name on there 3 times. Okay. Ye Olde Keyboard. I've not played this game before. I have no idea what it's about. OP and Space. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Oh, I like that. That's a cool interface. Can't spell. Right, I wonder if there's an N somewhere. An enter? No, enter doesn't work, so let's go back. Well, I'm quite impressed by this to begin with, so this is it. Somebody's put a lot of effort into this. Kind of cool. Enter. Ooh! Look at this! Are we avoiding the colour clash as well? Is that what we're doing? I've obviously... Oh, we can move up and down. I didn't know that. QAOP is the key, and space is the keys. Ooh. Oh, this is a bit of a delight. I think we're avoiding the colour clash as well. Ah! Just get myself killed here. Yeah, we are. We're definitely avoiding colour clash. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Don't think I ever saw this out and about, but I may be wrong. Yeah, well, I'd say we're avoiding the colour clash. There's a little bit there. But it wasn't bad otherwise. Yeah, it's not bad. Quite fast as well. Real effort with the music as well. And the interface there was really good. That's not very satisfying when it comes to the shooting though. I thought that'd be better than that. Ah! Oh, it's good. By the shooting, I mean it takes sometimes take multiple hits to kill something. Not that as a problem, but this is not a satisfying kind of kill for it, if that makes sense. You can, yeah, they see there, you know. Whoa, level complete. Good bonus has been awarded for every life left. Wow, my eyes are going stupid. Yeah, okay, stop with the word. Ah, God, my eyes! Blind! Not quite like that. So, basic shoot 'em up, nothing exciting about it, but it does the job well. It moves around good as well. You can really, you know, good control over the centralized character. Real effort with the sort of graphics to kind of get a bit of everything going on there. An attempt to try and reduce the colour clash, and a soundtrack obviously created by you know, with a sort of with a sort of, yeah, it's all right. I'm not doing very well there. So far, it's not really taxed me though. It's not been difficult. And they're just coming out with the same sort of patterns. You can kind of avoid a lot of it. Look, you don't have to do anything. You could just avoid it. They're not coming at me as such, and there's no bullets. It's just an avoiding case. I'm not avoiding them on purpose, by the way, because I think we've seen that. We've seen the bulk of this game. I just want to see whether or not it's got a fancy death sequence actually at this point. That was a nice explosion. Little drips of bits going everywhere. I guess those are our lives down here. Yeah, we're going to see if we get a fancy death sequence, because he made a real effort with the controls. There we go, one life left. It's not bad, actually. It's not bad. Not the best shooter I've played, but not a bad shooter. Singing along to the music, very good. There's our death sequence. Oh, right! As legend has it, Slorus has never been defeated by humans. Your spaceship perishes and it became a radioactive solar winds. Alright, there we go. Betty Boo can dance. She certainly can. That's quite good, I quite like that. Right, let's flip this tape over. And this should be the mighty Dynamite Dan. I'm quite looking forward to seeing it on the Spectrum, actually, if I'm brutally honest. I did like it on the Amstrad CPC. Lovely colour set on the Amstrad CPC. Really enjoyed that. Please have a little look on my channel. It's a good one. I liked it. Very tough though. You die a lot. And I'm going to expect the Spectrum version to be nothing short of the same thing, I'm afraid to say. Now, I have actually bought a couple of copies of this now. I have the Silverbird version and I have the original version. Again, this is where I came back to my original comment about I would rather tape loaded. I did the original Dynamite Dan I bought and it doesn't load. So I then got a Silverbird version of it, which was quite a nice cover actually, because I like the black and pink stripes through it, if you know what the Silverbird looks like. But and that did load, so I was quite delighted with that. But there in my mind, and always will be in the back of my mind, that tape did not load for the original one. And as I say, it's nice. It looks good on the shelf. The art is nice. It's good. It's good looking. It's a good looking tape, but doesn't load. And it's always going to be a nickel for me that it doesn't load. I would rather... It's like when we took that Greiser off there and I wasn't sure that it would work, and then it did, and I was delighted. That's exactly how I feel about it. I'm delighted when they do load. Should I still be loading them? I'm probably not. I probably ought to be, I don't know, caring for them forever and sort of, I don't know, stroking them and putting them in plastic wraps or something similar and never using them. But it doesn't feel right not to actually load them from the tape. I prefer to load them from Play ZX if I have to. I don't mind having to use my Div MC, but realistically, I really want to do nothing more than load it from the original tape. There's just something about it. It's part of the process. It's part of the thing. And I know they're 30 years old, and I know 30 plus years old, and that they're wearing with age and whatever else it is, and they've been stretched and damaged and left in damp, dank places, and all kinds of horrible things. Never rewound, always left on there, dry and dusty, and things like that. I know it. I know that's the case for a lot of these things that I buy, and that it's hit and miss when they do it. I just still want it to load. We did that last week, I think, with Checkered Flag. Do you remember? I put one out and I wasn't sure it would load, and then we tried my copy of it, and it was the silver, a nice one with a white tape and a silver front. I was like, we'll give that a try, and that didn't actually load, and I was really disappointed, actually, if I'm brutally honest. I really was disappointed that didn't load first time, because I preferred the tape that way round. However, I was lucky enough to have one that I could swap it with. But the point is that, don't know, it loses a little bit for me if it's not, because I like to think of myself, I like to collect, but I also like to have it working. So I see myself a gamer first, so I really want the game to load, so I can play it. And yeah, I know there are other means around it, but how do you deal with that in your own collections? I'd love to know actually how you guys deal with that in your own collections. If you have collections of tapes, you collect things like this, and they degrade over time. I'm guessing you're not happy that they don't load, or you'd rather they did load, but how do you do that, in your mind? You just put it on the shelf and go, it doesn't work. Or do you put it on the shelf and go, I must find another copy of it, a loose tape or something similar, and see whether or not that will fix it? Because I've got a couple of loose tapes where I've had, like, for instance, the one I could think of off the top of my head, because it was one that I found early on, is, for instance, Combat School. I have 2 copies of that in the same tape case. It's a double dual, so I have 2 copies of it. I mean, would you feel right, if I knew one of those loaded and the other one didn't? To be fair, I haven't had a chance to try that one. Would you feel right going, well, that one doesn't load, throw it in the bin? Knowing fine well that they don't make these things anymore, but also the other thing is, fine well they don't work. It's a tough one, isn't it? It is a pretty tough decision, that one. It's a very serious conversation for this time of the day, isn't it? A very serious conversation for whatever time of the day you're watching it, by the way. But how do you feel about that? Does that sit well with you? Knowing, being able to bin the tape if it doesn't work. With a working copy obviously still in your hand. It's a tough one, isn't it? I think I'd feel very wrong about throwing out the inlays, though. I mean, certainly that for me would be a situation I wouldn't be able to handle. I wouldn't be able to throw away. I don't know, an inlay for a tape, because some of the art is absolutely fantastic. And again, they don't make them anymore. This is where I got back to that original thing where I said, can you record it back again? Is it a possibility? I mean, if you carefully removed the labels and placed them on another tape that you then recorded back to. Don't know. Is there a market for reproduction Spectrum games? I guess there is. That's the other thing, isn't it? I know that certainly there have been a few remakes of... That's weird that it's still loading there, but it's not. Right, so, same music as the Amstrad. Graphics are a little higher resolution, which I'm not surprised about. Let's define the keys. Now, you have to find Dynamite. Right. Go ahead. Left, right, jump. Right, you have to find Dynamite, 8 sticks of Dynamite, to blow your way in to stop this guy's death ray or get his plans for it. So that's the guy over there, and Dr. Blitzen is his name. If we go into the instructions, you get this whole mega ray and death rays and whatever else is. How you walk and how you jump. what you can eat. Because you need to eat to keep your, which is a timer for your strength. So you got to do that as well. Top secret pals, various things, dynamite, whatever else is, and shifts it all around every time you play it, which is really awful because it makes it really hard. Anyway, so let's play this, and let's go for it. So we come in on our Zeppelin, which is there, and then we die straight away. There's a life gone. Oh no! What's happened? Oh! Hello, Spectrum, what are you doing? We're getting kind of a weird feedback here. It's the space by pause. Oh, please pause! Oh no, please pause! You idiot! I've made P pause. Right, I have to die now. So I have to find a way to die quickly. Right, please pause. Look. Pause. Oh, what an idiot. Right, okay, let's do that again. Quickly die. I always like the way you die here, though. The die sequence is cool. Look at that. Full screen services. Define keys. Did it say anything about P for pause? Don't use P and don't use Q. You idiot. What an idiot I am. Oh. Why would it let you even use them, though, if you were going to do it? Left, right, jump. Right, let's try that again. Oh, what an idiot. I can't believe I did that. Peace to pause. I was like, what's going on? I thought I'd broken the game there. Right, we've managed to get past that without getting killed on it this time round. It reminds me very much of Manic Miner, Chucky Egg, that kind of thing. Jet Set Willy. You can go through them all. However, I do think it's a pretty nice game. It looks really well, plays really well, and I like the fact that it doesn't stop you when the lives are dead. So you can do that. It also does explode rooms. It's really tough. It's not very forgiving at all. There's some cheese there, look. There's a teleporter at the top corner of the screen. We've got some cheese. Now we've got some energy, because the energy goes down over time. Right, so I made it past him without getting killed. Oh, let's see, how badly am I doing here? Oh, gosh. Test tube. Don't know what it does. Oh, it's extra life. Test tube is an extra life. No! Died too far. I love the way he kills you. He just uses his finger and zaps you. It's awesome, isn't it? It really is. No, it's a really good game. I quite like Dynamite Dan, and that's why I was absolutely delighted to actually get a copy of it. It's one of those games that I missed the first time round. I can't believe it's taken me all these years to actually play Dynamite Dan. I really genuinely can't believe that that over 40 years later and I've finally played it. So yeah, Dynamite Dan, one of those games that I'm going to definitely do a better review of it at some point. Well, not review, better playthrough at another point, and we'll see if we can get a bit further. But yeah, that's Dynamite Dan. Now we've got one last one, which is this Lunar Attack. I have a feeling I have this. It comes on a cassette with a sort of simple screenshot on the front, I think, or maybe I'm thinking of something else. I'm sure certainly I got a game called Lunar Crabs somewhere, which is a great name for a game. It's ridiculous. Anyway, but it's Lunar Attack by Atlantis. I just don't know. Lunar Attack. I think this is one of the early ones. I do think. I'm just looking up above my head because I think I've got a lot of the Atlantis games within sort of viewable range. No, I don't have this one. I do not have this one. It could be also a re-release, because that was a big thing actually. A lot of re-releases nowadays. You do get re-releases of games. Not quite the same thing. Usually, what you get a re-release is kind of like the Game of the Year edition, the big, everything on it. So all of the extra bits and pieces designed by Axe, Chaz, graphics by Jazz, and Nigel Edwards. I don't know who Nigel Edwards is. I must be the programmer as such. Okay. Well, we've had an interesting session this time round with the games. We've had a good time actually. We've got further through some of them than we have done for a while. We had two loads. I say we had two loads. We had one good load from W.H. Smith tape with the Harrier attack. We had Bazooka Bill, which we loaded from Play ZX. We had Gryzor, we got that from my actual tape, from my hit score tape. Delighted with that result, even though it didn't load off the tape. I have to admit, though, I still find that amazing that the boots person with the boots tape attempted to put that 8+ minute tape on the. Anyway, we had a bit of a failure with the Knight's Quest. I feel like I have it from Phipps International, or whatever they're called. Phipps International. It does sound like more like some kind of fashion designer than it does computer game designer anyway. But the Phipps software, or Phipps International, whatever they were, that one failed. I have to admit, I can't say I'm too disappointed, because I was not looking forward to go through the maze north again. That was just not fun. And then we've had a really good 1990 Spectrum tape. 29 years ago this was released. Well, actually, usually it came out a month before, but 29 years ago, we have got these, we've gone through Solaris, we've gone through the Psychedelic Hedgehogs Monster Munch, which I didn't quite understand. We've had Dynamite Dam. That is a game that, as I say, I missed first time round. I can't believe, how did I miss that? Honestly, I still don't understand that to this day. I don't know how I missed that. Really liked it on the Amstrad CPC. Really liked it. Spectral version is good as well. Amstrad CPC, for me though, edges it out slightly with the graphics anyway, graphics-wise. But we're going to have a proper playthrough on the Spectrum version. And then we've got the Lunar Attack, which we're loading now for Atlantis Software. We've had a good session. We really have. We've really had a good session. Shame about the video crashing a couple of times, but to be fair, all you missed was the loading screen for the most part, and a little bit of the Gryzor playthrough, which I of course paused the moment I crashed at those points. But it was all good. We've had a good session. I really enjoyed this one. Hopefully this will load quite quickly, and we'll have one final playthrough of something interesting. I'm hoping it's a shoot 'em up, because I like a good shoot 'em up. There's nothing better than a shoot 'em up at the end of the day. Love a lovely shoot 'em up. Not very good at them. Love them. It's just the straightforwardness, I think, of they're just blowing things out of the sky and just watching them go pop. And it's just brilliant, lovely, straightforward, simple games. I think we're loaded. Yeah, we are. Oh no, I've played this. Don't know what the keys are, but I have played this before. Is there a jump? Yeah, I've played this before. I'm sure I have. There's something about bombs and exploding things. This little man does something. I don't know. Is that my up? I think there'll be a jump key. Looking very hard here. I feel like there should be a jump key. Right. Okay, this game anybody else has played before? I like the graphics. I like the simplicity of the graphics, I think, is the answer to that question. Beam. Jump on this. This pad obviously does something. Ah, P. Is it P and L? P obviously does something. No! Ah! Timing. So what's this about? So I've got to go up. Can I fall down there? Oh yes. Right. That kills you. They electrify you. Everything kills you. I think I'm gonna have to get used to the idea that everything kills me. Blue kills you. Yellow doesn't. Yellow doesn't. Up. Oh come on! I'm having no fun at all. Oh my god! There's things everywhere. Right, use this. Let's go up. Right, up. I want to know what go down is though. Okay. The cutesy graphics have got me. I really quite like the cutesy graphics. You can't go down, but that was fine because you'd fall off. So you're going to P to go up. Oh gosh. Game over. No idea what I'm doing. And you just start again. There's a barrel up there. That's what I want. I want that blue barrel. Look, it's there. That's the first thing I need. Right, got my blue barrel. Ah, it's a beaming part. There's a green barrel there, so I'll get a green barrel. Yes, I got a green barrel. Right, okay. Let's see if I can find a magenta one, and then we are good to go. Right, so we need to wait for this to go yellow to cross it. Okay. Gonna go up here. So we found another barrel, that's fair enough, let's go. Let's get across this one. There's a terminal there, there's a computer terminal. I'm getting used to the controls. No. Oh, he's all the way. Oh, God. I'm getting used to the controls anyway, so that's a good start. I kind of like this. I just like the... I do like the... I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I do like the graphics. Right, there's a computer terminal here. Let's go talk to this. What was I meant to do there? Sort the letters. Something like that. Lost a life though, wherever I did. This is good. Lunar attack. There's a date on it actually. I was just going to look at the date. Let's do the date. 86 this is. 86. 1986 this one. I don't know what the keys are, that's the problem, so I don't know how I sort this thing out. I've got to spell something with that, I'm guessing. So I can move backwards and forwards. I don't know how I swap the keys round. Sometimes it's very hard these games without any keyboard sort of interaction. So yeah. Password got R. Oh, so I did something right. I think I was meant to choose a letter out of it for my passwording on the whole thing. Okay. Oh, you idiot. Well, wait for him to... now. So I can fall off. Ah! That's hard. So you got to wait. Oh my goodness, because that's some time in there. Look at that. What about timing for that? Unbelievable timing. I'm going down here. No! Yeah, oh, that was lucky. C? Oh, got a C. I wonder what the word is. Right. What a tough game, but it's interesting. I never, you know, when you can I put games on sometimes, and I don't expect to play them too long, and this one's just really kind of grabbed me. It has, it's grabbed me. Oh, there's levels to this. So going down was the easy way to get past this on the way up. What about that? Levels of complexity here that I was not expecting. Right. Failed. Oh, I lose life when I do that. No! Idiot. Quick. So you lose a life when you... Oh, timeout. That's really interesting. That's really good. Not a game I've played before. Really quite enjoyed that one. Yeah. Lunar Attack. Something different. I'm going to say it's hard to describe, but that's interesting. Definitely there's a bit of mapping involved in it. There's a puzzle element involved in that. And there's a few other... I'm really quite enthused by that. That's really good. Anyway, that was a good one to end on as well. Thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. I've got another 8 episodes of this season before I take another 2-week break, probably for Christmas. But yeah, please feel free to like and share and do whatever else you fancy with it. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Generic Demon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to, yeah, we've done that. Like and share. Anyway, see you later. Bye bye.